of course, as usual. And 3, 2, oh, there you go. 3, 2, 1. Welcome to Hamza's Corner. We're here with a special pandemic episode. I'm one of those people that I just try to be safe at all times. So, since we're interacting, I just want to keep social distance here and make sure that, no, I'm just kidding. But welcome to a special pandemic episode of Hamza's Corner. A special, can I say, cheese pizza episode?
Absolutely.
So, Matt, welcome to Hamza's Corner again. It's been a couple years since you've been on.
It's good to be back.
Yeah. It's we love to have great guests like you, especially here at Hamza's Corner. I have to ask you the dying question. This is something that's been brought up in our league consistently. I would say it's probably the second highest question asked. Is cheese pizza really the best pizza?
It is.
Without
a doubt. It's the baseline for all other pizzas. How can you go wrong?
I would say the only other question that's asked more is, hey, did you try the guac?
Don't sleep on the guac.
Don't sleep on the guac. Well, with all the stuff that's been going on, just between the NFL, between everything that's going on in this country, there's been wide discussion around, does Matt really support the BFM movement? Bland food matters. And
big farts matter, which, that's all Newman. And from that bachelor party trip, I can definitely say I don't support big farts matter.
Well, let's bring this back in and talk about some fantasy football. So your team is doing pretty well, 3-1. Right now in the standings, you're number 1, Team Cheese Pizza, 1-2. How do you feel about your performances so far?
I feel pretty good actually so far. Surprisingly, I'm not saying that I was expecting what has happened, but I'm happy with how it's gone. It's been pretty consistent with about 120 points a week, so can't go wrong with that. That should at least, if not put me in a winning position, it'll at least contend for one. So I can't complain about that.
125 points, 101, 131, 122. Seems whenever you score more than 120, you come up with a win.
Yeah.
You got a couple of performers on your team. As we're going into the weeks, looking at buys, looking at COVID effects and stuff like that, how do you feel like your team's going to fare this second quarter of the season here?
Barring any COVID things, because now that that's starting to happen, it's look what happened to Caston. He unfortunately had 2 guys playing each other, and those were his 2 starting running backs. So, literally anything could happen that we really are unprepared for. As far as buys, I've kind of done my research going forward and see what I might need to pick up. Not really. I was originally uncomfortable with my running back position, but now I'm kind of uncomfortable with my wide receiver position. So I think just going forward, I have to look out for my receivers. But other than that, I feel pretty happy with what I have on my roster.
Well, you're facing an embarrassing Misfits team that's going to be missing their number 1 running back with a bye this week in Aaron Jones. Does that make you feel better, or do you still feel like there's some gaps on your team that you wanna discuss?
Oh, I feel better with you having an Aaron Jones-less roster, but in the same token, I also am losing Aaron Rodgers. So with that being said, I still think I have an advantage, but I think it'll be probably somewhat close. But I still think I'm going to win, and it's not anything against your roster. I just feel pretty good about mine.
Very class act. That was a very class act statement right there. Who would you say you're looking most forward to playing / who you already played? Going into the season, who would you say was the number 1 person you were looking forward to playing and potentially beating?
Well, it's definitely Charlie, but that's just because we've been in fantasy leagues before, and he's won some, I've won some, so there's kind of a rivalry going back to that, and I've known the kid his whole life, so that's kind of another thing. But definitely when I saw, outside of Charlie, when I saw that I was playing Caston twice this year, I was like, I got to beat him twice, and I just have to do it. So I'm already 1-0 against him this year, so got to make it 2-0 at week 10.
Wouldn't that be great to add to the record book? Couple L's under the Casson name. I'd like to see that personally.
I don't have the stat sheet in front of me, but I'm pretty sure I have a winning record against him right now.
Who would you say is the number one person in the league that you're like, yes, I get to face this person this year?
This year, Newman. Yeah, Newman's team is rough.
Oh man, poor Newman.
Bad for him. I feel bad.
Sometimes I wonder. You know, he comes in with his stats written on his piece of paper, coming into the draft, all excited. Actually, I don't think he's been to a draft in a while. Maybe in the last 5 years, maybe he's only been to 1 or 2 drafts because he's always done it online. But
yeah, but he usually makes it. It's just I don't think he had that 8-hour drive to Nashville to help him out this year. So yeah. That's what really hurt him.
Oh man, well, you know, I want to keep this short and sweet. Do you have anything specific that you want to say to anybody in the league? Any shout outs? Any watch out, I'm coming for you?
No, I feel good about. I looked at the schedule coming up. I feel pretty good the next couple weeks going forward because I think after you, I have Tom and Newman. I might have someone in between them, but the middle part looks pretty decent. Like I feel pretty confident with my team going forward. That's the end. It's at the end. I think I got Tim, Joe, and then Casson. I feel like those 3 weeks are going to be hit or miss.
Got it. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, or gentlemen of the
ladies and
woman haters. We have Matt on record saying this is going to be a tough week, and then he's got a couple buys going into the last week of the season. So,
yeah.
Again for joining, bud. I appreciate it. Welcome again to Hamza's Corner, and we'd love to have you. Maybe, who knows? Maybe we'll do a special edition of playoffs, and you'll be in it.
That sounds like a good idea. Thanks for having me, Hamza.
All right, no problem, bud.
All right, take care.
All right, you too. Wait up. Don't stop.